So, hello everybody and welcome. Yes, welcome here today. Welcome back to BSN Network here today. I'm back with another video for you guys today. Yes, I'm back here about BSN Network here today. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. I had a good weekend. NBA, we got Cavs versus Warriors, Darnold or Bridgewater justify 13th Triple Crown ever, Yankees and the Mets. And, yeah, well, the Justify's 13th, it's not his 13th, it's out of all the derbies, it's out of all the horse racing, it's the 13th ever Triple Crown. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm not big into horsing, I watched the race. It looked to me like Justify won by a complete mile. It looked to me that way. I'm not a horse racing type dude that's like, this guy's like that, this guy's this chance to win, oh, this guy's was about that, it's just, I'm not really like that, and I probably never will because I'm not a big, horse racer, but the people in that stadium know a lot about horse racing, a lot of them are rich, because those horse races, I think, are pretty, a lot of money. So anyway, so let's hop into it here today. So obviously, first topic, we got Cavs Warriors. And, yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to happen. Cavs get swept. Final game, get crushed. Get absolutely slaughtered. And the Cavs did not look normal out there. And I don't know if it's because they knew they were 3-0 down, and they knew, and they knew, yeesh, even if we win this game, we're going to have to head back into Golden State. Probably weren't thinking that, but the Cavs fell apart. Alright, at the end of the game, you know what LeBron was doing? LeBron at the end of the game was shaking hands already. With about 4 minutes left in the game, they were down, I think, 102-74 or something. And LeBron already started shaking hands. Or it might not have been 4 minutes, but I don't know. He already started shaking hands. He already started. Okay. I mean, I just feel like here LeBron is, I don't know. I feel like LeBron after that game one was kind of just done. I think he was done. You're down by what? 102-74, I think the score was. What is that? I can't do the math. I don't know. I'm not bad. 28. You're down 28. Okay. I mean, of course, you're probably not going to make the comeback because you know what the Warriors are going to do? They're just going to keep on going back up and down the court. Keep going. And the Cavs are not going to play defense good. So, the Cavs fell apart. If you're going to ask me what happened in this story, series, the Cavs fell apart. And this series will be talked about for a long time in the coming, and it's going to be talked about. It's going to be talked about. Because the Cavs lost this series after Game 1. After Game 1, they did not do anything. The next game they lost. The next game they lost. And then the next game they lost. And really all the rest of the games really weren't close besides that 110-102 game. The one was 122 to 103, 110 to 102 was the closest, and then 108-85. Even the game that they went into OT, they only scored 7 points. They lost 124 to 114. Cavs deserved to lose this series. They showed up first game. They looked brilliant. And if they played that way like the first game, every single game, and if J.R. Smith doesn't make bad decisions like that, this series is still going on. And instead of the Cavs being down 3-0, the Cavs can be up. Or no. I mean, I don't imagine the Cavs. Because I still think the Cavs, if they were going to win it tonight, let's just say the Cavs were going to win the series tonight, I'm sure they probably would have still lost. If the Cavs were winning, they probably would have lost. Because they just didn't show up tonight. I mean, they really didn't. I mean, or not tonight, they just, Friday. They didn't show up. And instead of playing tonight, let's just say J.R. Smith never made that bad move. They could have still been in the series. It could have been down 3-1, but you never know. Because Cavs done it before, come down 3-0, although they did have a little bit more help. LeBron did. And now LeBron says that he had a partially broken hand in the series. After game 1, he said that he punched something. I've heard everything. I've heard a wall, I've heard locker, and I've heard whiteboard, so I don't know what he's punched. I don't know what he's punched, but I've heard 3 of those things. So he's punched something that made him say that. If anything, I would say he might have punched a wall or a locker more than a whiteboard, because you're kind of I imagine punching a wall, because like in your locker rooms there's walls all around. Maybe on the bus back he could have just punched I don't know, he could have punched anything really and made his hand broken, as long as you put a good force into the punch. But here's my thing, okay? This is just now all his excuses. Now the Cavs are just coming up with dumb excuses. Oh, he had a broken hand, that's why we lost. No, it's because you guys still had game 1 in your head. After game 1, going into game 2, oh geez, man, if he would have made that basket, if he would have never took that ball, end of game 2, start of game 3, we could have been tied this series. No. End of game 3, start of game 4, man, we could have been down 3-1 instead of 3-0. And yep. And sure enough, they still think about the game. And I'm telling you what, yes, it probably was a hard game to rebound from. It probably was. I mean, I totally agree with people who think it was a hard rebound. It was. It probably was. You know, let's just JR, because then you also have so much momentum. You know how much momentum Cavs lost? And I think that's partially the reason why Cavs came into that game and almost won. It's because they had so much momentum winning that Celtics game. Okay, LeBron James had played 41 minutes, 23 points. They had a total of 55 points by their starters and 30 by their second string. I mean, their bench. 30 by the bench, though. I mean, that's pretty good. The bench probably played the best. They've played... Like, the bench probably played the best... Like, all playoffs. I mean, that's probably the best they've played. And then James comes out and at the end of the game starts shaking hands with the team. You know what the Cavs did? I didn't completely watch the game. I watched the highlights before I went on air here, and I didn't watch the highlights before. I watched the highlights. Yeah, I did. I watched the highlights on Saturday, and I also watched them again here, so then I know what I'm talking about. But, the Cavs were down 61-52 in the game. I was watching the Yankees versus Mets Subway Series, by the way. Yankees won the series 2-1. They did not sweep them, but they won the series. So, the end of this first half, Cavs are down 61-52. I got an alert on my phone. I'm like, okay. They're only down 9. They can still make a comeback. I don't see the score again on my phone. Okay, I don't see it again. I wake up the next morning and I see that they lose by like 20. But I mean, it seems like the Cavs, after that first half, going into second half knowing that they were losing, that the first half knowing that they didn't play their best, they probably went into the second half, had that in their heads. The Cavs have been a team this whole series that have kept game 1 in their heads, and they probably won't forget about game 1 until a while. Because, you know, also the media don't help. The media don't help. Like the people that ask them questions. Because, you know, all the people that ask them questions, they're going to go back to game 1. Oh, you know, how much momentum would you have gained if you won that game 1 start? And I feel bad for these players because after losing a finals, they got to get those stupid phones and stuff stuck in their face and do an interview. even for the winning team, it's got to be annoying. Like, let them celebrate. And then instead, they got to make you do an interview. So Curry had 39 minutes, 37 points. Durant had 20 points, 38 minutes. Durant won the Finals MVP. He did. And a lot of people, I'm sure, were surprised when they saw that. Obviously, Curry clutching those 9 3-pointers. Obviously, Curry getting that big 37, 29-point game. I really think the one game that seriously hurt Curry was Game 3 when KD had 43 points and Curry had 12, I think. I think that was the game that really hurt Curry. Because other than that, KD had 43, he had 20, I think he had 28, and then he had 20 again. So throughout the whole series, he was pretty consistent. It was 20-20 for Curry, 37. I mean, it was like 20-something. It was like 30-something for Curry. I think it was like 29, 29, and then it was like 12, and then it was like 37. So Curry was kind of like inconsistent. He was up there with the 30s, went down, went real down actually, and then went back up. KD was kind of medium, up, medium. You know, he kind of stayed in the same path, and I think that's why KD also won it, the MVP. 82 points by their starting and 26 by their bench. And, so 34 points by the Warriors, 25 by the Cavs in the first quarter, 27-27 in the second quarter, 25-13 in the third quarter, and 22-20 in the fourth quarter. Results in a 108-85 loss by the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, congrats to the Golden State Warriors. Your dynasty continues. You've won it again. And, Cavs... Don't know if we'll be back next year. We'll be back, not ever, but we'll be back in the next 5 years because you may lose LeBron, and I don't know how that's going to work for you. So, yeah. So that's my final words for the Cavs. Really kind of signing off with basketball for a while now. I may talk a little bit about basketball still. Like trades and stuff like that, but other than that, I think that's kind of it for talking basketball on this show until the summer league starts. I mean, there is some rookie of the year, there is some highlights like that, but I'll talk all about that. Like, I'm going to talk about who gets the MVP, all of that when that happens. I know there's like a show on it for it. I'll do all of that when that happens. I'll run through all the awards because that's something I should go over. But if it's like I'm not going to be predicting other teams' records. I think I'm not talking about, like, I'm going to talk about trades and stuff. I know I probably will have one more. Like, talking because I know probably LeBron's probably going to get traded, so. Anyway, so next we got Darnold or Bridgewater. Alright, so anyway, so we are back here up on BSN Network. So anyway, so we got Darnold Bridgewater. And it's a story came out yesterday that Darnold and Bridgewater are officially battling for second string. So it looks like McCown has kind of already secured that starting role. Unless if something goes terribly wrong, he gets injured, can't play for the season, or he just starts to or he just forgets how to throw the ball one day. He wakes up, how do I throw a football? Other than that, I think McCown's pretty secure in the first string, especially after a story came out yesterday. This early on, it's tough to tell. But, I mean, it's interesting. Every QB to me looks like a first string. I'm going to tell you why right now. I heard from a person yesterday, 2 people actually told me, and I was watching a show, or not a show, well, somebody I know was watching a show and they brought it over to me, and they told me. And they told me about it, and he was saying how, like, they all look great. All the QBs look great. And you want to know why? It's because they're all playing in shorts and a t-shirt, and shorts and pads, and a helmet. I mean, they're all going to look great. It's until they get on the full suit of, like, stuff. I mean, they're wearing these little pads and these jerseys and these shorts and the helmets. I mean, it's nothing like crazy. Like when you have to go out there, you're taping yourself, you're putting tape on your hands. You know, you're getting all these fancy cleats on. You got all these leggings. You got all these socks. It's much heavier and it's tougher to play in that kind of stuff. But that's what it is, and that's why everybody looks good at the moment because they're barely even playing in any football stuff. It's almost like you playing in a backyard. It's almost like you playing in a backyard and it's almost like you playing in the backyard and in shorts and a t-shirt throwing a football. That's legit what players are doing right now. And that's why everybody looks great, and that's why I say don't already say right now to already think that I think Darnold can be a first string. Here's my thing. I know this one of my good friends. I'm really close friends with him. He always says to me that he thinks Darnold should be the third string. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you pick up a QB if he's going to be like a Hackenberg? Then you're saying Darnold's going to be like a Hackenberg. I understand McCown gets injured. Let's just say you're in a game. Okay, let's just say you're in a game time situation. Okay? And I'm going to kind of run through who I think should be it. And I know it's so early, and I know I'm not wishing bad on anybody, but somebody could get injured. Throughout these 2 weeks, something could change. I don't think there could be an instant trade, but something could change, and maybe these players won't be first or second straight. Who knows? Who knows? That's why I bring it up today, but I'm also going to bring it up probably closer to the time, because I think even if McCown starts to like do terrible, let's just say that it would to be true that McCown just starts to forget to throw a football and he needs the lessons, I still think he'll get first string. And the reason I say that is because he's been first string and they're paying this bigger contract to put him as second string, not the best idea. You know? So, we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. But this is what I was going to bring up before. Who would you rather in a game time situation? And I would like you to comment down below here. Please, comment down below. I would like to know this. If McCown would to have to leave a game, okay, it would have to leave a game. Whether it's, I don't know, it's probably one thing, and that's probably injured. But let's just say he has to leave a game. Who would you rather in? Let's just say you're one game away from the playoff. Okay? McCown has not gotten injured all year. Final drive. You're down by 4 points, so you can't go for a field goal. I personally made it 4 points here. Because like a field goal, get to the 40, 30-yard line, kick a field goal, you're good. Down by 4 points, you need a touchdown with about 50 seconds left on the clock. Who would you rather? Bridgewater or Darnold? A guy that's been in a bowl game. Bridgewater's also been in a playoff game. Has missed it thanks to a Blair Wall-Smith field goal. Who would you rather? And I don't know. And that's why I think they should put Darnold starter for the first few weeks. Let's just say the Jets make a run. It's not going to happen. Jets will be lucky to win 3 games this year, okay? The Jets will be lucky to win 3 games. I don't think the Jets are going to do all that. They've not really said, but you can tell getting a QB, they're not even finding out who's going to be first, second, and third string. They're probably going to be trying all the QBs. They're gonna probably do that first ever drive of the game. They always do this first drive of the game of every single game. They'll try out 3 running backs: McGuire, Forte, Powell. You have to exit Forte out of it now because Forte's gone, but now you have them two. They do it every single time. That's what they should just do. First game of the year, put McCown in first half, Darnold second half, Bridgewater third, or put McCown in first quarter, first half, and then split Darnold and Bridgewater for the next 2 quarters. Just put McCown in the first half, the full first half. You could do that in the preseason. I'm sure they will. And that's when it really starts to, kind of know. But even the preseason, though, it's tough because all these second strings, a QB could look great in the preseason and then head into and that's what Manziel did. I think I remember Manziel looking awesome in the preseason, and he went out there in the regular season and started to blow up. It was legit a bomb, boom. Like he was good there for a second, steps on the field week 1, boom. It was against the Jets. There goes his career. Now he's playing in Canadian Football League. So 4,143 passing yards, 26 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Bridgewater, obviously, 2017 threw 1 touchdown. Not going to even count that. But obviously, 2015, and here's the one thing. This is another thing that you may want to put Bridgewater third string, is he has not played in 2 years. 2017 and 2018 he hasn't played. Well, yeah. No, 2016 he didn't play. In 2017 he played a little bit, but it was nothing like special. He two attempts. So he really has not played in 2 years. And that's another thing, he may be a little rusty. And Darnold's been getting the reps in at college, getting the reps in now. That's another thing you consider of who putting in first string. Who would you rather? And that's another thing. I did feel like picking up a guy first round, third pick. If I was Darnold, I would leave the Jets immediately if he's a third string. Okay? He's a great QB. You know what the Jets are going to do with a great QB like Darnold? Is they're just taking his talent and just throwing it in the trash. When do they use the third string in the game? They don't. Hackenberg was considered a third string. He didn't play a snap in the regular season. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't play a snap in the regular season. They always relied on Petty, who did nothing in the NFL. He did absolutely nothing in the NFL. Besides throw interceptions, lose games, and yeah, that's kind of the moral of the story. So anyway, Bridgewater and Darnold, I like them both. I think both of them are good. I just feel like, and I'm not saying that this should happen, but I just feel like it's stupid. And I think both deserve to be first string, actually. I think all the QBs deserve to be first string. I know I said they're playing in shorts and t-shirts and pads, but they all look quite good out there. They all look pretty good. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm a little to the point where I'm just a little like, why pick up a QB if you're going to put him at third string, And that's maybe why the Jets don't pick up QBs. I think Bridgewater was just a kind of a dumb move. Because now, look, I don't know. And I think Darnold's earned his spot on this team. He's earned his way. He's played all the college years. He's made his draft good. He's made his first round pick top 10. He's made that happen as his college years. And you know what they're doing now? They're saying all this work put in by Darnold is going to pay off to be a third string. And Bridgewater, a guy who has not played in 2 years, has just, come over here without any hard work and all that, and just coming in injured and just tries to come in and hey, I'm gonna steal the second string from you. I don't understand, and that's why I'm getting frustrated over this, because I like Darnold. I think Darnold's a great QB. I think Darnold's the second best QB in the draft. I think Mayfield's the best. Darnold's the second best. Third best, I said Lamar Jackson. Fourth, Allen. Fifth, Rosen. I don't think Rosen's that great. Prove me wrong, Rosen, but I don't think he's that great. I don't know. I just feel like, and I feel bad for Darnold. if he's going to be third string. Because now he's just taking all of his talent and dumping it in the garbage, and now, I don't know. So, anyway. Did you see that? I watched the race of Justify. Did you see that horse, that white horse? I saw him. I thought he was going to be Justify. He was in last the entire race. And sure enough, all of a sudden you see him creep up. Okay, he's not in last. Starts to creep up a little bit. Okay, he's on the leaderboards. See him creep up. He's like third place. See him creep up. All of a sudden, he's right behind Justify. I don't even know if you noticed that race. I mean, I was cheering for Justify, but I thought it was going to be pretty cool to see a comeback like that. I mean, that horse was at least... I mean, you can't even see my hand on camera. But let's just say I'm the horse and all the other horses are up here. That's probably how far... I don't know. Like, I mean, that's close for horsing, but, you know, I mean, that's for, like, let's just say we were doing... The horses were the size of my hands. This is probably how far he was. He was very far. All of a sudden, up come turn around. Oop, and then all of a sudden, second place. And I think his name was... The name was close to Rob Gronkowski. It was like Gwinowski? No, it was something started with a G. I bet you I can look up the leaderboards and all that. But anyway, so last Triple Crown winner was American Pharoah, which was in 2015, and Bob Baffert trained that horse too. He won every Triple Crown, Derby, the Belmont, and yesterday. So 13 awards. Was 13th American Triple Crown winner. And here's the thing: I've always thought this about racing. Is why I'm not. I mean, it's not really why I don't get into racing that much. But I always feel like it's like kind of luck. It's kind of luck. Like, I feel like it is like the trainer and all that. It is like that, but the horse, you know what he could do during the race? He could just sleep. I mean, he doesn't have to run. He getting whacked by all those things. He could just sit there and not do anything. I mean, I've always thought that, and I've always feel like, I mean, all this money's betting on it, like, your horse could just sit there and sleep. Your horse doesn't. Everybody pays attention. Oh, the trainer was amazing. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything, but they did. Oh my gosh, the jockey. I think that's what his name is. The jockey. Oh man, way to whack the horse on the final run. The horse could just sit there. He doesn't have to race if he doesn't want to. Maybe the horse woke up on the wrong side of the what is that? Did they sit in? Do they, hay? No, they don't sit in hay. Whatever, maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the ground. And then maybe he's trying to sleep again. Or he didn't get a good night's sleep, the horse. I just think it's a little ridiculous. I mean, like, all of this, and then you're saying, oh, thanks to this guy, this jockey who's amazing. Oh, thanks to him. Really, thank the horse. I mean, come on, people. So, you see there in the picture, there's a picture that I added into my notes from Justify. So anyway, I thought there was a song that wouldn't let me justify. I thought that was a song. It's Let Me Testify instead. So, I thought that was going to be like a hit song, but no, it wasn't. Testify. Not Justify. I get the lyrics of songs all messed up. I'm a big country song dude. I get the lyrics messed up for all these other songs. Like, I think I'm singing them right, but I'm not. I mean, I don't. I mean, I sing in my head a lot. I don't sing out loud because it just doesn't make sense. Like, just put in earbuds and listen. But anyway, so yeah. Congrats to Justify. 13th ever, and that's pretty good for all these horse racings. For the 115 stakes yesterday, I forget, the Preakness Stakes, what was that called? I think it was. I don't know, it was something. So Yankees baseball. I'm not gonna look on Mets baseball because they played the same team. Well, I know. I'm still gonna look on Mets actually. So Yankees lost against the Mets. They play tomorrow against the Nationals home. So congratulations to the Mets. They don't get swept. Yankees 42-19 on the year. Mets moved to 20-34. Yankees played good that series. They won every game besides one. But you know what? The Mets came prepared to play. The Mets, you'll see next game they're just gonna get balled. They're gonna get killed. Okay. The Mets. This is like the one and only series they're gonna show up, and then next time they play the Yankees home, they're just going to show up and they're just going to play their hardest. They played like it was a World Series. I haven't seen the Mets play that good all season. So tomorrow, 7:35 p.m., Mets versus Braves. Braves, I say give them a win. Yankees versus Nationals. I guess Yankees. So I don't know if you heard about it. I'll talk about it tomorrow. I heard about it before I got onto my pod. And I was going to change it, but I was like, you know what, all my topics are pretty good. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Justify. But yes, Mets released first baseman Adrian Gonzalez, I guess after the game they did. I'm pretty surprised because Adrian Gonzalez I thought was doing pretty good over there. But, yeah. So, well, see you later, Adrian. That's a weird way, and that's what's crazy. You never know. I mean, that's why you always got to go out there every single day and play your hardest because you never know. The next day, you could wake up, get a call, you're off the team. You never know. And that's why every single day you got to go in there and put your top 110% effort into the game. You got to do it. Or else, maybe you get a call and you wake up the next morning, all is good, head to the baseball field, get a call, I'm sorry, but you're off the team. And that's, instead of going to the baseball field to practice, you're going to the baseball field to clean up your locker. It's probably tough, too. It's probably tough to, coming off of a big win, just get fired. And I thought Adrian Gonzalez was pretty good. I thought he was doing pretty good with the Mets. I don't really watch the Mets that much. I'm more of a Yankees supporter. I mean, I'll watch the Mets, but mostly the Yankees. I watch the Mets highlights. That's why I know a lot about what goes on in the games. Because even if I don't watch them live, I'll watch highlights. So anyway. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I already know I'm talking about Adrian Gonzalez. I may be talking about, and I know I just said I'm going to stop talking basketball, but I may talk about just LeBron. And I think that may be it. So anyway, hope everybody enjoyed today's pod, and like always, thanks for watching.